And we continue our breaking coverage of the devastating 4th of July flooding on the Guadalupe River. Let's get you caught up. So far, across the region, 119 lives have been lost from the flooding. And Kerr County Sheriff saying today 161 people are still missing in Kerr County alone. Governor Greg Abbott has also ordered Texas flags across the state to be lowered to half staff in honor of the victims. Our team coverage continues today. Lee Walden is in Kerrville. Jason Miles is at a victim's balloon release. But let's send things over to Marcelina Benito, who's been listening in on Kerr County's press conference, which just wrapped out about an hour ago.
Well, Sherman, another day, another devastating update. The death toll now up to 95 in Kerr County alone, and sadly that includes 36 children. 161 people still missing at this hour, including 5 campers and 1 counselor from Camp Mystic. It remains all hands on deck as search teams work to bring the missing home. They are scouring bottleneck debris piles along the river, using heavy gear to clear layer by layer, searching for bodies who may be pinned below. There is a burn ban in place, officials asking folks to call in any debris pile and give them a chance to search it before doing their own cleanup efforts. We're also hearing more stories of how police responded as the floodwaters quickly rose.
There's a trailer park that flooded in minutes. One officer was there by himself and he realized, I need help. He sounded his siren, driving up and down those streets that were beginning to flood, calling on his PA system for folks to wake up and evacuate. And then 2 other officers joined him through first thigh deep, then waist deep, then chest deep water as they went from RVs and trailers and rescued people, carrying them to safety. I don't know how many lives our KPD team saved in an hour in Kerrville, but I know that this tragedy, as horrific as it is, could have been so much worse.
Officials were again asked about warnings and evacuations and who was in charge during the deadly flooding, but again, those questions went unanswered. The sheriff vowing, though, those answers will come, though, in an after-action report once all the missing are found. Back to you.
As the search efforts continue, stories of survival are emerging. People opening up about what they saw, what they lost, and how they held on. Lee Waldman joining us from Kerrville. And Lee, the governor announcing 161 known missing just in Kerr County. What's the emotional impact of that been on the search crews?
Sherman, it's good to be with you. I know that this is taking a toll on these search crews, but they're approaching all of this with a mission in mind, trying to bring every missing person back home to their loved ones, trying to provide some kind of closure. We are pushing these officials for answers here in this community, continuing to press them about when the code red alert system was activated in those critical overnight hours before the floodwaters moved in on the 4th of July. The county sheriff here says he will have those answers for us, just not yet.
We know that folks are beginning to clean up. We have large debris piles. And we ask them not to use heavy equipment to take down those debris piles until they've been checked by a search party, because it's possible there are victims in that debris pile.
As the death toll rises, well over 100 people are still missing. We are also hearing amazing stories of survival. Erin Burgess says she received no official warning about flooding Friday morning before finding herself in waist-deep floodwater as water rushed into her home.
We tried to get to high ground, but we floated. My boyfriend and my dog went one direction. My son and I went another direction, where we got stuck on a tree.
More than an hour later, unbelievable relief as the family was reunited, safe and alive.
I just hugged them. I screamed. I hugged them.
Among the search for survivors are those looking for beloved pets. The nonprofit shelter Austin Pets Alive has rescued more than 150 animals since the severe flooding event. This dog, named Superman, was found by the group on a pile of debris. Unfortunately, his human didn't survive. The group says he is in a temporary home until his other family members can take him.
There's not as many lives saved as you want, but there is these glimmers of hope that keep everybody going.
And something that stuck out in this press conference Was something that Kerrville Police Sergeant Jonathan Lamb had said. It was, quote, "This tragedy could have been so much worse," unquote. It's the same sentiment that we heard from Governor Greg Abbott following the tragedy at Robb Elementary in Uvalde. Sherman.
Lee Weldman there in Kerrville, Texas. Tough and tender. Thank you. This morning, co-workers in Humble honored a woman and her husband killed in the flood. The couple swept away while camping in their RV for the holiday weekend. Jason Miles live with more on how they are being remembered. Jason.
Hey there, Sherman. You probably see the blue ribbons behind me. They're strung up all over Deerbrook Skilled Nursing and Rehab, the facility here in Humble. Meanwhile, take a look at video from just within the last hour or so. Residents and co-workers gathering on the lawn here for a prayer service and balloon release in memory of physical therapy assistant Melissa Kamen. Kamen and her husband Rob were killed, as you mentioned, in the Hill Country flood. They were vacationing in their travel trailer. Melissa's body recovered just yesterday. A mother and woman of faith, many friends and colleagues remember her for that, as well as her laugh and her kindness. One sharing with me their very last correspondence.
Last week, my last words were to her on the text message. It said, "Get some rest, woman of God."
A smaller group of Kamen's closest co-workers held a prayer circle following the balloon release. I'm told she and her husband recently welcomed their very first grandchild. Kamen, also known to be very active in a local CrossFit gym. In fact, that gym had initially scheduled a prayer vigil for this evening, but they canceled it after hearing she was recovered. Reporting live from Humble, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.